Alright, so today I wanted to film the Harry Potter tag. I get a lot of questions about it just because, I mean, who doesn't love Harry Potter at this point? I think all of us do. But so I wanted to go ahead and do the Harry Potter tag. I thought it'd be kind of something fun and a little bit light. I've been spring cleaning. If you notice everything's a little bit different in here, it's because I moved offices from my other room to this one. And yeah, I just wanted to do something pretty light. All I gotta do is answer some questions. I don't have to be super creative. But yeah, so let's go ahead and get started. So question number 1 is favorite book. My favorite book would have to be Prisoner of Azkaban. I really like that for once we don't have Voldemort. Like, it's really just about Sirius and character development and plot, and I just thought it was like really awesome. I thought it was a good break from the other stuff. So yeah, I just really love Prisoner of Azkaban. And a lot of really messed up things happen in that book, so I don't know. Least favorite book is question number 2, and I would have to say my least favorite book is Goblet of Fire. I've kind of touched on this in another video, so I won't go too in-depth, but I absolutely hate Ron in that book. He was kind of just like a little dick. Like, he accused Harry of doing shady shit. He was mean to Hermione about going on a date, which wasn't even like really a date. Harry could have died for the dragon challenge, like, and Ron didn't tell him. Like, I don't care how mad you are at someone, like, if you are supposed to be best friends with them and you've been best friends with them for a really long time, you don't just let them, you don't play telephone with 400 other people to try to get him that information. You would just go and tell him. And I love Ron, so I thought it was really stupid. Like, it was a stupid way to portray him, so I just did not like that book. I mean, it was okay. Like, obviously I don't hate any Harry Potter books. It wasn't my favorite. Alright, question number 3 is favorite movie. My favorite movie would have to be Sorcerer's Stone. Just because it was like the first movie. Like, we'd all read the books, we'd all, been like big into the Harry Potter thing, but when the movies came out, it was like a whole new experience. So for me, the first movie will always be like the best movie, like hands down. I just have so many memories of seeing it and like how I felt and who I was with and things like that. So I'd have to say the first one. Cinematically, it's probably not the best because they've had what, 3 or 4 different directors do the series, but for me, that is the most important movie. Number 4 is least favorite movie. Honestly, I didn't dislike any of them. I know people say they do just because people didn't like book to movie adaptations, but I actually really enjoyed all of the movies. So, I mean, I guess if I had to say like my least favorite would once again be Goblet of Fire, only because once again, Ron was a brat in it, but still a great movie, still a good book, so really can't do any wrong with Harry Potter for me. Okay, and my favorite quote is literally anything that Snape says. I think Snape is amazing. He's super sassy, and I loved everything that he said. Like, I don't know. I just really do. Or anything that Dumbledore says. Like, I feel like anything Dumbledore says is quotable. Like, I have one up here, the happiness can be found in the darkest of times if one only remembers to turn on the light. I have that on my wall up there. Like, obviously, Harry Potter had a lot of good quotes in it, but really anything sassy that Snape says and anything, glorious that Dumbledore said. Alright, question number 6 is favorite Weasley. I would say Molly. I thought Molly was great. I thought, as someone who wasn't super close with their mother when they were little, I kind of looked up to Molly. She, she took Harry in, she kind of, took care of her family, and she was a badass on top of that. I don't know, I just really loved her in the books. I liked it when she fought Bellatrix. I liked her taking care of her family. I liked her taking Harry in with them and caring about Harry, and even though they didn't have a lot, like, Molly, made him things for Christmas and invited him for Christmas, and I just really love her. Like, as a woman now, as like, I'm 27, like, as a woman, I just really want to be Molly. Like, I want to be like Molly, hardworking, strong, caring, kind. Like, I just love her. Question number 7 is favorite female character. Luna Lovegood. I loved Luna. I thought Luna was quirky and fun, and I thought people were way too mean to her in the books, and I didn't understand why, and I love the actress that they got to play her in the movies as well. I just thought she was phenomenal. I thought she was adorable, and like I said, she's fun and quirky, and I just really want to be friends with her in real life, because she's like me. She's weird. She wouldn't laugh at me when I told her I thought aliens were real. Favorite villain. That's tough, because you could say Draco, you could say Snape, you could say Bellatrix. Like, there are so many villains in this book, but I guess I would go with Snape, because in my mind he is kind of a villain. Like, he did some shady things, he does have a past, he, did most things for his own gain. So yeah, I would have to say Snape. If you want to go with traditional villains, I would say Bellatrix, only because she's insane, but she's amazing. Like, alright, question number 9, favorite male character. I would say, my god, that is so hard. Neville. Neville, when he was younger, or when I was younger rather, I thought he was kind of dopey and kind of dumb. But the older I get, like, the more cool I think he is. So I would have to say Neville, just because he does things like, you know, like they do magic and they do crazy stuff and Harry, Ron, and Hermione get in all this trouble, but Neville had to really, like, you know, he started doing herbology and started, like, I don't know, I just feel like he went in a different way and he's come from so much, like losing both of his parents, and yeah, Harry did too, but Harry's like the golden boy, like the chosen one, and no one ever really pays attention to Neville, and I really like how far he came, like, in the end. Like, I just thought that he was the most interesting male character. There was so much development with Neville that I just could not get enough. Alright, question number 10 is favorite professor. I would have to say McGonagall. I love McGonagall. I want to know her. Like, even though I'm not in Gryffindor, I still want her to be like my house leader. I thought she was great. Especially like the last battle for Hogwarts. Like, I don't know, she's just such a badass. Like, I want to know her. I want to know her in real life. Question number 11 is, would you rather A, wash Snape's hair, or B, spend a day listening to Lockhart rant about himself? I would say wash Snape's hair, just so that I could be close to him. Number 12, would you rather A, duel an elated Bellatrix, or B, duel an angry Molly? Bellatrix, just because if I accidentally killed Molly or something horrible happened to her, I would feel awful, and I couldn't live with myself. Question number 13, would you rather travel to Hogwarts via A, the Hogwarts Express, or B, the flying car? I would say Hogwarts Express, just because it's an experience all on its own. Like, to go to platform 9 3/4 and you get to eat off the trolley and you get to sit with your friends, and the other option is Ron gets to drive it and you almost die, and I don't want that. Question number 14 is, would you rather kiss Voldemort or give Umbridge a bubble bath? I would rather kiss Voldemort because I couldn't be around Umbridge for more than 5 minutes, and no one has ever upset me more than Umbridge. Question number 15, would you rather A, ride a hippogriff, or B, ride a firebolt? Hippogriff, because I don't trust myself to not fall off a firebolt. Question number 16, is there a character you felt differently about in the movies? I would have to say Ginny. In the book, I thought she was great. Like, I don't know, like, as a little girl, I thought she was awesome. Like, even though she had, like, a crush on Harry and she's kind of a little bit awkward, she was still sort of badass. And in the movies, she just seems, like, vapid and shallow. I don't know, it was more about, like, her liking Harry than it was about her being a badass. So that kind of upset me. Question number 17, is there a movie you prefer to the book? No. I would prefer to read the books 1,000 times and never see the movies again. Like, I don't really, I mean, they were good, and they're good, like, you know, to consider as, like, their own films, but if I had to choose, I would always go with the books, because I always think that the books generally are better. The only movie that I liked more than the book was The Giver. So yeah, I would have to say always the book. Question number 18, Richard Harris or Michael Gambon as Dumbledore? Both. I thought that they both played him wonderfully. I thought that they both did an excellent job, like, portraying their version of Dumbledore, so I wouldn't choose between the two of them. I don't think it's right, and honestly, the transition, I was sad when he passed away, but the transition I think went very smoothly, and I absolutely adore both of them as Dumbledore. Question number 19, your top thing, person, or event that wasn't in the movie that you wanted there the most? I would have to say anything to do with Dudley. I feel like in the books, he eventually, like, comes around and sort of, like, not makes amends with Harry because he's still kind of a dick, but I feel like they didn't focus on that in the movies, and it really upset me. I feel like it was just kind of, like, shoved aside, and I thought that was really important because the movie is about development and becoming a good person, and I feel like they should have paid more attention to Dudley in that way. Alright, question number 20. If you could remake any of the Harry Potter movies, which would it be? None of them. I thought that they were great. Like I said, I'd read the book and, you know, I had been reading them for so long and rereading them and listening to them on an audiobook that the movies were just an added bonus for me, so I didn't look at them as, like, you know, I know people who watch the movies before they read the books, and I don't know how you guys do that. Like, no thank you. But, so for me, they were just an added bonus, so I didn't really critique them as harshly as everyone else did. I just thought they were their own thing. Question number 21. Which house was your first gut feeling you'd be a part of? Gryffindor or Ravenclaw? For some reason, I was kind of drawn to Ravenclaw, and I don't know if it's, like, the colors or because I don't really, when I was little, because I mean, I read these when I was little, I always wanted to be in Ravenclaw, but I always thought I was going to get put in Gryffindor because everybody got put in Gryffindor. Like, our three main characters that we know and love were in Gryffindor. Like, you know, obviously because they're in Gryffindor, the whole books are based on that, so I was convinced that that's where I was going to go. Question number 22, which house were you actually sorted into on Pottermore? I got Slytherin. Not at all the house I thought I was gonna get. The older I get, the more it makes sense to me, though. you know, a lot of people associate it with evil and, you know, like cutthroat and things like that, but I think they're like determined and hardworking and do what they need to do to get things done. Alright, question number 23. Which class would be your favorite? I would have to say Transfiguration because I would love to transform. I don't care if it's a cat, I don't care if it's a dog, I don't care if it's a hippo. Like, I mean, being a hippo would be badass, let's not joke here, but I just want to experience life through another set of eyeballs, like completely new surrounding as an animal of all things, like a hawk, you could go and fly somewhere, like a shark, you can go and swim to the deepest parts, like I would just love that. Question number 25. Which character do you think you'd instantly become friends with? Luna. Like I said before, I'm not going to go too in-depth. I just thought she was awesome. And of all the characters, she is who I would want to be friends with because she's like me, and I adore her. Question number 26. If you can own one of the 3 hollows, which would it be? I would say the invisibility cloak, not because of shenanigans, but if I'm like ever super embarrassed or in public and I don't want to be somewhere, throw that bad boy on and just leave. Number 27. Is there any aspect of the books you'd want to change? No, I thought they were perfect. I don't think that they should be messed with. I think that they were good for, you know, as they were. Like, people don't need to mess with that stuff. Question number 28. Favorite Marauder? I can't choose, so I'm gonna say all of them. Except for Harry's dad. I honestly wasn't a fan of Harry's dad, so everybody else. If you absolutely made me choose, I would say Professor Lupin. He was easily one of my most favorite characters, one of my most favorite professors. I just really, really loved him. So I guess if you made me choose, I would choose him. Question number 29. If you could bring one character back to life, which would it be? Fred. I could not handle when Fred died. Like, it got to me. Like, even as a young kid, even rereading as an adult, like, it's Fred and George, like, and now it's just George. And to think about, like, how he feels, like, looking at himself every day and seeing Fred, or, you know, knowing Molly and how much Molly loves her kids, like, thinking about that, like, I don't know, it just really gets me. I would definitely say Fred. Like, not Dobby, not Sirius, just Fred. Question number 30, and the last question. Hollows or Horcruxes? Cruxes? I never know how to pronounce that. I would say neither. I don't want that much power. I don't want anything like that. I would definitely say neither of them. Alright guys, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like I said, I wanted to keep it short and sweet, just something kind of fun to do just because I've been cleaning and I've been doing things and trying to rearrange this office and get it all set up, and if anything makes me happy when I'm stressed out, it's Harry Potter. So I thought we'd get together today and kind of talk about it. You should pick your top 3 favorite questions from this, like the ones that really like appeal to you, and leave them down in the comments because I would love to see some of your answers. If you really want extra points, and you wouldn't actually win anything, but you'd get extra points with me, answer all of them in the comments. Like, if you could, I don't know if you can copy and paste the whole thing, but yeah, answer all of them if you want to. But yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.